Many people in South Africa can tell you where they were and what they were doing when these images were first broadcast. For me, well, I was planning a trip to Marikana, ironically, and many of my journalist friends were on or near the Koppi when this happened. I immediately began texting them to check that they were okay though. 3 years down the line, and the pictures don't lose their power. But what's been the impact on South Africa since then? For many, Marikana summed up the failings since 1994. South Africa was a country reborn 21 years ago, around the principles of human dignity, equality and freedom. But for millions, that means very little, especially when there's no job or dismal working conditions and pay. At Marikana, men were earning around $470 a month, while some mine CEOs were earning 350 times more.
I think young democracies get stress tested, and South Africa is a young democracy, and Marikana was perhaps the most significant stress test.
Most of the men who went on strike at Marikana were simply seeking a better deal, a better life for themselves and their families, what a democratic South Africa was supposed to have promised. How that could be allowed to degenerate into a bloodbath has been the subject of an official inquiry and report, and will likely keep the courts busy for years. Observers say one big lesson is labour relations. In the days leading up to the tragedy, two unions were fighting for power at Marikana. Management and authorities misread what was happening there.
So what Marikana and the response to the report has done is highlighted the importance of getting our labour regulations system properly functioning.
The same unions are still vying for power at other mines. As for working conditions, few miners would claim Marikana led to better things. Instead, the legacy looks likely to be more job losses.
I think the single biggest impact is that Marikana finally brought an end to the era of low-wage labour on South Africa's mines. And the impact of that is going to ripple across the industry for many decades to come. You're going to see a greater move towards mechanisation.
For many South Africans, the question now is how the country builds from Marikana, whether it can truly claim to have learned the lessons. Or could it happen again? I'm Angelo Coppola for CCTV in Johannesburg, South Africa.